lift off. Hold on.
Unapologetic liberal talk. It's Tarabuster with Tara Devlin.
All right, everybody. Not just Tarabuster with Tara Devlin. We have a very special guest tonight, Dr. Adam James from, you might know him well from his own TikTok that has been banned, but also YouTube. He's very popular. See, if you're not getting banned at least once, you're not doing it properly, frankly.
That's
right. So, Doc, thank you for joining the show. We get a lot of sparklers on the show. We have a lot of crossover, and so you're pretty well known in these circles. So, thank you for joining Tarabuster. And so you're a doctor in physical therapy, is that it? Or and
that's right.
And geriatric care, am I correct?
Yeah, I've been working in home health care, which is geriatric care, for the last 15 years.
And how is that? How is that going for you?
So, if wherever your politics sit, the longer you work in home health, the further left they're going to go.
Oh, wow. The further, because you're seeing a lot of injustice, I would imagine, and frustration.
100%.
Yeah.
I also see the results of toxic patriarchy.
Give us an example if you can.
So, if you had to construct an avatar of my typical patient, I'm in the Deep South, and the patient is a, 65 to 75-year-old white male who is pretty dumb. And their wife is someone who is the vast majority of the time smarter than they've ever thought about being. That woman has married this man who she actually doesn't even like. And they have an entire 50, 60-year history together, multiple children, grandchildren. They don't like each other. They kind of never did.
Oh, wow.
And when this man does die, and they're already sick with stuff, so that's why they're seeing me, that person will have a chance to blossom again.
Oh, wow. I mean, is this
that's
why
the typical situation I walk into.
Is this because of the Southern culture of what?
Yeah, it's patriarchy, it's misogyny, it's racism in many cases. Women are not as important as men in right-wing authoritarian politics, which is what we have in the Deep South. The MAGA Republican, knuckle-dragging, brain-dead type of politics. It only destroys people. It only prioritizes the people who already have power by default.
Yeah.
These women, they, some of them. My grandmother on my mom's side, she was 15 years old, and a 31-year-old man saw her picking cotton in a field in South Georgia and just picked her out and said, I'm going to marry her. And that's what he did.
Yeah, and that was that. They just wanted to have somebody to take care of their children in the home. And,
that's right.
Yeah, so there's
that's
no...
Right.
It sounds like that... It just sounds like going back in time, basically. Like the women's
100%.
movement never
They're stuck
happened.
in the past.
Right.
That's right.
The civil
so
rights
when Trump
movement.
comes on the scene, Trump's mindset is stuck in the 70s and 80s. When he thinks of Iran, he thinks of the Iran of 1975.
Yes.
That's why he's made the decisions he has, and they love seeing him come on the scene because he reminds them of all the things that make them psychologically comfortable. It's all bullshit, but that's how it works.
Yeah, it's like that. I always think about that Left Behind series of books that's so popular.
Oh my God.
That is like a case study in paging Dr. Freud, frankly, because that's what they're afraid of. They're being left behind by modernity, by science, by progress. And in this fantasy, they're the ones that are saved, and everybody else is. I wish they would get the hell out of here. I wish they'd all rapture the F out of here so we could.
That's a great point. You should know, Tara. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos where I talk about how I used to be a pastor. I used to be
Oh,
I was
wow.
born into
Yeah,
I was born into
that's right.
fundamentalist Pentecostal charismatic Christianity cult groups. That's my
Incredible.
context. I used to be a MAGA right-wing authoritarian type person.
What happened then? So that's really, this is
Yeah.
fascinating. And I mean, you are a fascinating person. That's why people watch you on YouTube and your TikTok,
Yeah.
which got banned recently,
Hmm.
unfortunately. This, I mean, it's very
Yeah.
frustrating. Why? Well, we could just. I don't want to get off topic, but what happened with your TikTok account? You don't know why.
Yeah. I got a warning maybe 2 weeks beforehand about, oh, it was the first video I ever made on Mitch McConnell.
Oh,
And they wanted to
Jesus.
flag it as if I was celebrating the death of a public figure.
Oh, well, yeah. That's, sometimes there are, because you're making an impact.
Hmm.
Knock on wood, I haven't been banned, but I've had
Yeah.
coordinated attacks on my account,
Hmm.
and then it gets shut
Hmm.
down for a week, and there's nothing you can do about it. I only got like shutdowns, but
Yeah.
it's very frustrating because you don't know why, and they don't, there's nothing you can't do. You can't do anything about it. So you don't really know why,
Hmm.
what happened. But yeah, I would imagine that they're saying you're celebrating the death of Mitch McConnell or something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous. And this is the world we live in now, especially with Trump.
Hmm.
And they're very, they're like, for example, I had a website called Republican Dirty Tricks years ago. And when what happened was, and it had a pretty big Facebook group, and the Facebook page was the page. It was really gave us the traffic to the website, and it was shut down one day, and that was it. It never came back, and that is because they were shutting down right-wing sites. This was after, it was when it was when Zuckerberg was trying to act like he was normal, and they, you know what I mean, like they shut down some,
What a great way to say that.
right. And so they were shutting down right-wing sites, and then they just shut down my site. Well, Republican Dirty Tricks. Oh yeah, because to make it seem like, well, we shut down liberal sites too, and there's nothing you could do. But anyway, they just completely destroyed our site, and that's what's, it's really nerve-wracking, because you build these sites and you really don't have any control over them. I mean, what do you do when they shut you down? But you were able to restart your Twitter account, or I mean, your TikTok, or not? Or no.
I made a new one, and I just
Right.
waited to hear back on the result of my appeal. And while I waited, in less than a week's time, the account cracked 100,000 followers
Yes.
and was monetized.
Nice.
So
So that's
I kind of
good.
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
It's,
That's great.
Yeah, it's only served to increase the momentum of the people that follow
Yeah.
my content, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Yes. Yeah, it just goes like, judge me by my enemies type deal. That's what FDR said. If you're not making somebody annoyed, you're not doing
Yeah.
it correctly. And it's not
That's
even
right.
about annoying them. It's about really, they get annoyed by the truth, and
Yes.
but yeah. So thank you for everything you do. It really, because you're putting yourself out there. I know, as doing this too, and you become a target, and things, it could get a little dicey sometimes. But I love that you didn't give up, and you came out better for it. So
Thank you.
that's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But to circle back to what we were talking about just a second ago with your being a pastor, so tell me about that. What happened? So you grew up. What happened there, and your transformation? That's fascinating.
So the first, it was like a series of dominoes falling. You can, many people refer to it as deconstruction. And people in my age group, the millennial, age group, we all, especially those of us who grew up in American evangelical Christianity, whatever flavor it was,
Right.
we're walking away from the church now because we're watching our boomer parents absolutely let their brains leak out of their ears.
Wow.
With
Wow.
Fox News and
Yeah.
Trump and MAGA. It's antithetical to the spirit and the intention of the gospel, of the message of Jesus.
Yeah.
And the first domino to fall for me was finding out that the rapture is fake.
Oh wow.
And Yeah. And so when you mentioned the Left Behind book series,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that book series and by the way, there's an entire kids version of all those books.
Yeah.
That series sold like 70 million
Yep.
copies.
Yep.
And when you're in it, when you're inside the cult, there is not a critical thought to be had. Nobody is critically interrogating what they believe. That's what keeps a cult going.
Yeah.
That's what makes it powerful.
Right.
And I just happened to run across a minister who understood that type of eschatology was completely unsupported by the text of the scripture.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then slowly, he put out a book for free online. You could just download as a PDF where he outlined his position. I was like, oh my God, let me read this. And I was terrified the entire time.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, is this heresy?
Yeah.
What you're thinking the entire time.
Wait, hold on.
But that's
I just had to lower that music. Sorry. Those are the music cues. I have to cut it's a long story. This show is rebroadcast on the Progressive Voices app on Sunday, and those music cues let me know where to cut for the commercial. Anyway, go ahead.
Sure. So I found out the Rapture's fake, and little did I know that was actually it wasn't that I refined my theology. It was I was beginning to pull the first thread on the sweater. Right. I just didn't know it at the time.
And that must be a terrifying experience when you're something that you believe in your whole life is you start saying, well, am I being played here, right? And then your whole life, your whole community, it's the culture, and that's why I believe when we talk about it on the show all the time that the social contagion of MAGA, it's going to be very difficult to break because these are not rugged individuals, they're not. So it was. I had to, in order to get to a place of intellectual honesty, I had to tear my identity down to the studs and rebuild it from scratch. And I actually don't recommend doing that without the assistance of licensed mental health professionals. Yeah. It is that because it threw me into clinical depression and anxiety because I had no idea who I was. Like during the day I was okay because I was at work and focused on something else, but at night I would come back to my wife, who's incredible, and I would tell her, sweetie, I feel as if nothing good will ever happen again. I have that honest belief hanging out in my head all day long, and I've never had that before. So I had to walk through that. Yeah, well, that is a crisis of that's like an existential crisis right there, and yes. It's sort of like the hero's journey, really, right? They all the heroes go through it. Jesus out in the desert and all of that, right? These crises, and
it's a great point.
Yeah, and you're using this experience to help others too, because even sharing that story right there is strength for somebody else who might be struggling.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so, because the thing about when you experience critical interrogation of your own mindset or critical thinking for the first time, the trouble with it is that it will haunt you until you figure it out.
Right.
You're never going to lay it down. And the cult mind control technique that keeps this from happening is called thought stopping. Even your typical thought stopping techniques cannot stop the questions, the begging of questions. Wow. Yeah, but why had nobody before the 1830s ever heard of the Rapture? And it's the truth is terrifying, but the truth is that's because it's bullshit. It's made up.
So where did it come from? The history of it, do you know?
So the Rapture as we know it was really created by a minister named John Nelson Darby in the United Kingdom in the 1830s. He founded a Christian denomination called the Plymouth Brethren, which is still around today. I'm about 15 minutes from a Plymouth Brethren church right now.
Wow.
It's right down the road. They're still around.
Those poor bastards.
Exactly. John Darby, he interviewed a young girl who was on her sickbed, and she was fevered and ill and hallucinating. And he was under the impression that she was having some sort of spiritual vision or prophetic visual experience. So he recorded everything she saw, and she was just, talking nonsense.
Right.
A feverish, disease-laced hallucination. And then he took that, decanted that into an eschatology that he made up, that he used symbolism that he was the lone arbiter of. And unfortunately, one of his closest colleagues was a man named Cyrus Scofield, who we would all know as C.I. Scofield, who is the man who created the Scofield Chain Reference Bible, which is the first chain reference Bible ever created in the history of the world. And in that chain reference Bible was the eschatology of John Nelson Darby. And every single seminary student on the planet had a Scofield reference Bible on their bookshelf. So every single pastor and leader who had been educated in the Bible believed what John Nelson Darby had created, fabricated about the end of the world and the return of Christ. That's where it really came from. Wow. And then the Left Behind book series, Jerry Jenkins and Tim LaHaye, these two assholes, just, write these dramatic, interpretive, fiction book series. And next thing you know, it's selling like hotcakes. And they make a damn movie with Kirk Cameron, and we're off to the races. Yes. And everybody thinks it's the God's honest truth.
Right.
So that's where it came from.
Isn't that sad though? Right. And have you talked to John Fugelsang as I'm speaking with you?
I would like to.
You got to get on his show.
Like to.
I'm going to tell him about you.
Look, because John Fugelsang, he knows ball.
Yeah, definitely. No, because what you guys are talking about, Christianity, the real, we're following the actual Christ, not this made up distortion that has gay bashing as the only holy obligation, really. Yeah. And that's you, especially since you're a former pastor and all that. Or you were trained in the seminary. Did you have a flock and all that?
No, I'm not seminary trained. I've done some online education with unaffiliated, online programs, but I know the Bible. I was very well studied.
Yeah.
I wasn't, again, that's my, what would you call it? Tragic flaw. My greatest strength is my greatest weakness, I suppose. When I believe something, it's balls to the wall.
Right.
I'm a natural born crusader. Yeah, I'm a natural born crusader. If we ever do, Tara, hit the streets with torches and pitchforks, I will be the first motherfucker in line. I will. Because I mean, like Homelander said, well, if you do this, I'll lose everything. But then I'll have nothing to lose.
Yes.
Let's light this candle.
Yes.
I have that gear in my brain. And people that know me from that time, they know that I was on a fucking mission. I would pray for, prophesy over, pray for healing for strangers in the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
I was not fucking around. If Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, then fuck it, we ball. That was me. That was me. And everybody who knows me from that time, if they find out that I've deconstructed, not a pastor or whatever, they can't say I was faking it.
Yeah, for real.
I was in it, brother. I helped start a church that's still going now. And I'm pretty much the main reason that it got off the ground and got through its first couple of years. So, yeah.
That's great, though. I mean, if you believe you were following Christ in the correct way, it wasn't just
saving the world, baby.
Right, which is fine. I think I was raised Catholic myself, and John Fugelsang and I have something in common. Our parents, well, my mother was a nun, his mother was a nun, and his father was a brother. Oh. So
yes.
So he had
I've heard him tell that joke.
Yes, exactly. But it's just kind of a weird thing. Yeah, my mother was a nun too. My father was a garbage man, so that's like a little different dynamic, and my mother was a nun. But yeah, and so I was raised in religious house, but I don't follow Christianity. I practice Buddhism. It's
Yeah.
It seems more to me. It's humanism, and and I just enjoy the whole fellowship and all the. I belong to a lay Buddhist organization called the SGI, the Soka Gakkai. And maybe you've heard, I mean, they made a movie, Tina Turner's, in Tina Turner's movie, because she used to be in the practice in SGI. And she is in that movie chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And that's the same group that I belong to. So anyway, I'm not proselytized. What are you? I can't even say the word. I can't. Sometimes
proselytizing.
Yes, words are hard sometimes.
Believe me, I cannot be proselytized, my dear.
Yes, but just I believe in. Basically that there is more here than meets the eye in this world. So, and I also, that's why I find so, not about Christianity, because I do like Jesus Christ. I think that and we talk about it on the show too, that if only the Republicans were the Christians they pretend to be, really, we wouldn't have to fight them for every decent policy, universal health care, higher education, living wage, children, if they really did care about children, no one would go hungry. Then, you know what I mean? But instead, we get them bashing trans people, which, and I believe if Jesus came back, of course, these Republicans would crucify him again, but, right? They're the ones who did it the first time,
true.
right?
Yeah,
and,
that's right, brother.
Right, and the and trans people, and Jesus would be hanging out with trans people, and really the marginalized, the oppressed, the misunderstood. So, if only they were the Christians, and if only they were the patriots too. So, right, that they pretend.
Well,
to be.
Right. They don't understand that they're under the influence of authoritarian right-wing politics. They have no language or capacity to even articulate that. They have no idea that their entire ideological system hinges on the ability to target a vulnerable group. And it doesn't make a shit who it is. Yeah, you just got to find somebody whose fucking fault it is. Yeah. And you're good. It could be the black people. It could be the gays. It could be the Somalian immigrants in Minnesota. And Ilhan Omar and her and that blanket around her head. God damn it! Man. It doesn't make a shit. They just got it. Today it's the immigrants. Tomorrow it could be the Republicans who don't like Trump, and they're start throwing their ass in ICE detention centers. They have no idea. They have no idea that they could be the next fucking target. Right. They think they're so safe.
Right. That's what it is, too. That's what it seems like when they're begging billionaires or pining for billionaires to trickle on them and worshiping them as if that's going to save them. And a lot of them are finding out right now that, of course, vote. And we did a show about this the other day. I was reading a post from some guy that was like, we voted for Trump, but... and like his family has kind of disowned him, and he's upset because he can't afford his diabetes medicine now, and all these other things that he voted for, and his family's like, you voted for this, okay?
That's right.
And he's annoyed that they're not helping him because of Trump derangement syndrome, but they're saying they told him you voted for this, but maybe he needed to learn. Well, clearly. He's not learning a lesson. He's still playing victim, right? I mean, it's
the whole Trump derangement syndrome is a cult mind control technique. The thought stopping. Right. Trump derangement syndrome (TDS) stops somebody in the group from critically interrogating a situation.
Right.
He may not really believe that Trump. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's you might be familiar with Dr. Stephen Hassan. Who is one of the foremost cult experts in the world, who used to be part of the cult of Sun Myung Moon.
Oh, wow.
And he's the one I learned about cult mind control techniques from. But every Russia, fake news,
right,
affordability. He's trying to demonize the word affordability, which is abso-fucking-lutely insane, Tara. It's insanity. But, being part of a cult is not built on sanity, so I shouldn't be that surprised. But Every time he does this, he is instituting a new thought-stopping mechanism. And
Right.
it all
Yeah.
serves to protect his devoted followers from critically interrogating what's going on.
Wow.
And the guy that you're describing, his blood sugar has to be fucking 600 and him in the ER for him to actually start thinking,
Yeah.
Jesus, maybe he's a lying piece of shit. I don't know.
Right, right. Because he said, I don't know, my diabetes medicine went from $8 to 60 something dollars. Well, that's because you voted for that. It was $8 because of Biden
Yes.
and the Biden policies that Trump rolled back immediately when getting into office. But
Yeah.
it's fascinating how they don't connect the dots, and it is always about projection and victimization. They're always being victimized by not themselves, right?
Yeah, it's fascinating how white people with a lot of money are the victims of all this shit.
Yes, right.
It's insane.
Right.
Somali immigrants who are eating the dogs and cats are my biggest problem, Tara.
Right.
Doesn't that sound
right.
fucking insane?
It does, right? It does, but it's really, and that's the genius of, it's not just Trump. I mean, this is the oldest trick in the book. That's what pisses me
right.
off about MAGA in general and Republican voters. They got, they see conspiracies under every rock, but not the oldest conspiracy that is playing out right in front of their faces, which is make the rich richer, divide and conquer, especially along racial lines, and to keep the people voting for their own demise. It's always the powerless who are oppressing you, not the rich and the politically connected.
Yes, the people who were at a power disadvantage from the jump are all of a sudden having so much power over you.
The people who have nothing, who just walked across a desert with nothing except their child and the clothes on their back, they're the ones who are oppressing you.
Sure,
Right.
they're taking all our health care.
Yes, and that's what's so fascinating too, because they want.
They're buying all our houses, Tara.
Right. If they right. And then it comes out of the mouth of J.D. Vance. That's how evil these people are. It's effing
That
evil.
fucking guy.
Right.
I can't fucking stand that guy.
Oh, he's the worst.
J.D. Vance isn't even his real damn name.
I know. What is he going? He's on his
Ugh.
third name now, right? And him, he's the whole. I'm so Christian too. He's another one. He's a liar.
Jesus.
He knows what Trump is. He knows that Trump is Hitler, right? And he knows what, and plus, I mean, he's just a sinister, evil bastard. That's why, when we're talking about Trump, and I've watched you on Hal's show, where, we all are anticipating that great getting up morning, but then we get J.D. Vance, the legally and peacefully great getting up morning, you know what I mean? So,
Of course. But no, I want to make the point that, many people say that in my comments, but the truth is that Trump is not an elected official. He's a cult leader.
Yes.
And the truth about cult group dynamics is that when the founder is out of the picture, whether they're incarcerated or they pass away or something like that, cult groups do not transfer power. They splinter. They fracture into splinter groups. And one of the few groups that's been successful at transferring power, if you could call it that, would be the Scientologists, because the transition from L. Ron Hubbard to David Miscavige was an internal coup. It was not a transfer of power.
Right.
David Miscavige arose as an even truer believer than anybody had ever seen before in their leadership. That's how he took power of that group. He's got just as much of a personality disorder as L. Ron Hubbard did. That's what you have to have in order for a cult group to continue beyond its founder.
Wow.
So once Trump is out of this picture, nobody in MAGA gives a shit what J.D. Vance says. He did not found this. He is a slimy opportunist,
and
like
knows
Marco
it.
Rubio.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody knows it. J.D. Vance is the most unlikable person in the Trump administration. Nobody likes that guy.
Right.
Not even Usha Vance. And so once Trump is out of the picture, MAGA will fracture, and has already started to fracture. And the beginning of it was honestly what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
because
really?
the MAGA coalition could not unite around what the hell happened to that guy. And they still haven't. And it was so discombobulating for MAGA that Erica Kirk and her pyrotechnics. She met face to face with Candace Owen to try to get her to shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah.
And it did not work. Candace just doubled down.
Yeah. What's the fracture? You mean what happened to Charlie Kirk? Do you mean his murder, or or before? Because
yes.
he was questioning Trump before he died.
Bro, he was asking all the wrong questions. You know, in their view, it was all the wrong questions. In our view, it's like, you're getting it.
Yeah.
This is all about the country in the Middle East with the blue and white flag and the star on the star in the middle. Yeah, it's those pieces of shit.
Yeah.
He started to figure this out, and I think that's part of why he's not with us anymore. And
yeah.
But MAGA started to fracture after that because they, again, begging the question. Well, okay, you telling me Tyler Robinson, that kid, hit a shot like that with that rifle from that far away? And they paved over the concrete on the site.
Oh, wow.
And the FBI and all the other they redid the concrete right on that spot, brother.
Why? I mean, right? Wouldn't that be you want that there as a crime scene?
I think you know why.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're talking about completely destroying evidence of an explosive device.
Yeah.
That's what they're really doing.
Oh my God, you're right.
And again, the conspiracy theories can go nuts with all that stuff, but it does not make practical sense. If you've watched just the preliminary hearings for evidence for the trial of Tyler Robinson, it is a circus without a tent. Like the questions that these cops are answering, they're like, wait a minute. You did see the rifle there and it was fully assembled? It just doesn't make any sense. None of the investigative cops are like, you know, concrete sequential, this is exactly what happened, and this also supports what we think about Tyler Robinson. But anyways, that began the fracturing of the cult. And now we have figureheads in MAGA, Tucker Carlson, Sean Ryan and his massive podcast, even Joe Rogan, who's dumber than a box of rocks, is actually asking some questions on his podcast. You know, people are Candace Owens, hardcore Trump supporter. Now she's not.
Right.
And Trump is so confident in the cult that he's built that when they start to ask these questions, he will directly talk shit about them by name on his own social posts.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a damn.
Right.
He's like, I am MAGA. If you're anti-MAGA, you're anti-me, and I will crush you. That's what he's thinking. If they keep up with this stuff, he'll find a way.
Right. No, he will, and that's why I'm not well versed in all the conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's murder, but I do know that Candace Owens had that Bride of Charlie podcast that she did, or that movie, whatever, the series she put together about her.
Yeah.
But it's very rough to agree with Candace Owens every now and then.
Yeah.
But I agree with her about the Bride of Charlie, right?
Yeah, it's shady.
Definitely. And now I didn't know that they paved over the spot. It is very suspicious, and it's also suspicious when you think about that with like Trump's assassination attempt, the so-called assassination attempts, where they're not even investigating this. We don't hear anything about this. The FBI shut down the investigation.
That's right.
Come on.
Why does Trump not mention Thomas Crooks by name once a week?
Yeah, he would if
he should.
He would be selling merch about it, and it doesn't make any sense that the FBI that we don't get to have an investigation on a supposed assassination of the president. And that's and where's the media here asking questions about it? Of course, they're right now at the Correspondents Dinner, bending the knee to this asshole.
That's right.
Who it is such a disgrace that they're bending the knee to this asshole who he just subpoenaed a couple of, or I don't know how many. What was it, 5 New York Times reporters? And why are you genuflecting to this douchebag, this assaulter of our Constitution and journalism. He's the one who's all good with Mohammed bin Bonesaw murdering a Washington Post journalist. Like, how dare they? How dare they all? They should. It really is. It's not. It's more than a disgrace. It's disturbing for the future of the country that this is happening. That it's
deeply sinister.
Yeah, really, because it's the only profession enshrined in the Constitution as being necessary, vital for a free country, and there they are licking a fascist's ass and giving him legitimacy.
There you go.
Despite
put, Tara.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well put.
Yeah.
Well put.
Put that on a T-shirt.
You too. I will. I will. We need it. We need it, and that's why it is we definitely live in interesting times, but it is sinister. And when you say these things, like I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, but it does stink to high heaven.
Come on.
Trump is a con man, and I don't put anything past him. He learns at the knee of Putin, who throws journalists out windows and poison people, and so this murder is not beyond him, especially turning.
It's not.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, he murders fishermen off the coast of Venezuela. He's murdered school girls in their classrooms, and he's murdered soldiers, American soldiers, and now he's who knows,
and had their names removed from the list of casualties.
Right. Disgusting.
Because we were on a break.
It didn't count. It's a disgrace. It's I know that word is overused, but sometimes I'm at a loss. It's so disgusting, and I wouldn't put it past him either, because I was in the service myself. I was in the National Guard, and when you're in when you're in the National Guard, you have service members' life insurance, and I wonder if their families will be denied somehow or something. They'll screw somebody out of something.
He would do that.
Yeah, he would, because he has done it. In the first, I don't know about this time, probably, but in the first maladministration, he sent out, I'm trying to remember exactly why, but he activated some National Guard troops, and then, so if you're in the National Guard, it's like you, and in the Army in general, the regular Army, you run on a point system, your benefits run on a point system, so you don't necessarily get VA healthcare, let's say, unless you are active for 90 consecutive days. And that piece of shit activated a National Guard unit and then withdrew their active service on the 89th day. These
fucking hell, bro.
Isn't he a piece of shit?
It's just like him to do that shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't understand.
Tara, the sheer amount of veterans I've had as patients, bro. I mean, motherfucker. I saw Pete Hegseth.
Oh God, yeah.
He mentioned it may have been during that video for high testosterone and all that bullshit, and he was like, "Our warriors deserve the best healthcare," and I'm like, "Motherfucker, you need to ride with me."
Yeah.
Because I just saw a patient, a Vietnam vet, who is dependent on his power wheelchair. He lives in a trailer that if you lit a match would completely burn to the ground. And he's got the pot off of his bedside commode sitting next to his bed full to the brim with urine.
Oh, God.
That's how he's living. I walked into that the other day, and he pisses me off so bad. I'm like, the deep, I'm not even a service member, but the deep anger I have against that guy, like, honestly, not even just Hegseth, but the way that service members have been basically, been flesh thrown into a meat grinder between Vietnam and Iraq and Afghanistan. It's egregious. And then for them not to have the most robust healthcare available, it's too much, bro. I have to compartmentalize. It's hard to think about.
Well, it just it's a national disgrace, and there's that
Yeah.
word again, and
It's
we
yes.
should, right, but we should all I believe, and definitely the best healthcare I had was when I was in active service, when I was on as a National Guard member. You're only active a little bit, but when I was active and I had to go to the doctor, it was the greatest. You just show your card, and there's no co-pays, no co-insurance, and that's it.
Yeah,
you
brother.
take your medicine and you go home, right? But and people should have that without the stress of having to go on GoFundMe for if you get a right. Like that's what's
Of course.
It's
It's obscene.
disgusting, the whole thing. But
Tara, there are so many issues.
Yeah.
The top 10%, they could cut a check and fix some shit tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well,
People-
fucking Elon
people
Musk. Right. Exactly.
100%. Yeah. But like the entire Epstein class, this is what people with right-wing authoritarian politics have no idea about. They have no idea how much wealth is actually concentrated in the top 10%.
Right.
They have no idea that every single public service that we
Right.
do need as a society could be fully funded tomorrow.
Yep. It's a choice.
It's not hard.
Yep.
They think when they talk about, entitlement programs or, raising taxes on this and that to, provide this service to the public, all you got to do is tax the top 10% like they should be,
Yeah.
and you'll have an absolutely fucking mountain of money.
Right. And then you can do things.
You can pay for it all.
Yeah, and you can promote the general welfare, and that's why I
Yes.
think how the Democrats need to message these things as a patriotic imperative. This is, what we do in America. We don't leave anybody behind, and that's how they should just do it,
There you go.
unapologetically. And people could
See, that's a
resonate
great
with that.
point. Yeah, that's a great point. The Democratic candidates that excite me, they are clearly messaging on it's not left versus right, it's up
Yes,
versus down.
absolutely.
These sons of bitches at the top are fucking everybody else.
Right.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
And it not only, again, if it wasn't the truth, it could still energize a base because it could piss people off.
Right.
But the fact that it is 100% the truth, that Jeff Bezos paid fucking 3 or 4% in taxes.
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking?
I know.
I owed the federal government $3,100.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And we know for the 10 years of tax returns that we have from Discovery, from Mary Trump's lawsuit, because when Trump was trying to steal her inheritance, basically. So we have those 10 years that Trump paid. At 1 year, he paid $700 in federal taxes. And other years, one of these years, he fucking declared more losses than every other American taxpayer. So he was the biggest loser of every American citizen. He declared like nearly $1 trillion in losses. And so then he got back like a $250 million tax return, something like that. And could you fucking imagine? He's a fucking pig at the trough.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he has no shame. And as we know, that's why he was indicted in New York, because his apartment would inflate if he had to, if he needed money, or then it would deflate when he was paying taxes. So he's just a piece of shit. He's a piece
That's
of
right.
shit. And we know this.
Dude.
I
just
live in
can't.
New York, so I know. We all know.
Do
he's
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone who lives
right.
here knows he's a piece. Not everyone, but like he's
Yeah.
universal. He's pretty much loathed. If you go, well, I lived on Staten Island when I was growing up, so they like him there, but not everybody either, because I know people in Staten Island too. There are normal people wherever you go. And but we know Trump is a con man. He's a disco prowling, carnival barking, sex pest con man. That's what he is. He is.
Clip that.
There you go. That's a short right there. That's a short.
There it is.
So no, it's true though. I have stories
Yes.
too. People that I know, and I've told the story before, that one of the women who cut my hair. She had another client who was part of this charity that every year would have a big gala for all their big donors. And every year Trump would go, but he never donated. So he would get his ass in there and then at the end of the night, they would take a commemorative photo of all the big donors, and Trump would get on stage with them. And what are you going to do? So he never donated. He's not giving into this charity, but he wants to be in the fucking photo. And if you're the, you know what I mean? He's such a disgrace.
This is so good.
He is such
it's so funny. Yeah, he just did that same thing again at the World Cup. He's on the fucking stage.
That's right.
Like he plays soccer for Spain or some shit.
Right, and he just came off of saying Spain, they're very bad people. We're not
very bad.
Yeah, we're not going to trade with them. Right, we don't need them. They're very bad. Like, go fuck yourself. Stop trading with them. No visits either. Nobody visit. Like he's gonna yes, my lord. I hope that everybody fucking visits Spain now. But we're not gonna go to Spain because the dear leader is they're very bad. Fuck you, you're bad.
Exactly.
People. I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of the infantilism of it all too. The
yes,
stupidity.
I hope you saw the. I'm sure you know David Pakman.
Mm-hmm.
He did his channels posted a video of the presentation of the trophy and Trump having to be guided around like a dementia patient and all that shit. But the way that David's people edited, they cut to the faces of the Spanish players.
Oh, that's
and they
awesome.
are looking at Trump like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. Like, get the fuck out of here, you dumbass. Yes. He did the same thing last year, too, at the World Cup. Remember? He was, like, on stage, and the players were like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, who is this guy? What? And then you got that Infantino asshole with the perfect name, really. The lick spittle.
Isn't that ironic?
Right. But it's like, I don't understand. I mean, maybe you can explain this, too, that these grown-ass men, don't they know? We could see it. We're not... I don't understand. Like, I can never imagine myself, I don't care for how much money in the world, debasing myself so publicly and so just in general. Don't you have any dignity?
Yeah. I think, apparently not. I think these people,
like,
and the same thing with Erdogan, the same thing with President Erdogan in Turkey, maybe even the Japanese Prime Minister, they seem to understand that you have to grab him by the crook of the arm. And carry him around. Or else he'll wander into the intake of a jet engine. It's like they all know. They all know what's up. Macron and his wife.
Right.
He creeped the fuck out of Macron's wife when he was there. But it's like they know. They're all covering up that his brain is turning to fucking oatmeal.
Yes. And so then it really is about us as a species. What the fuck is wrong with us? We allow this to continue. We allow this asshole to...
That's a great question.
Right.
Yes.
He should be in a fucking padded room if we were going to be merciful. But, he should be in a cell. But, you know, if justice was real, so... He would he ran for president again to stay out of jail. Right. That was the number one reason. Right. And then but that's what I don't understand, like how he finds so many enablers. Cowards? Yeah, cowards. I think his personality he has the exact same personality disorder as the mustache man from Germany. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eric Fromm, the psychologist Eric Fromm created the malignant narcissist psychiatric profile simply to explain how the hell that guy did what he did. And Fromm was a native German who fled Nazi Germany. Mm-hmm. And but Trump has that exact same personality profile. He has, and at this point his behavior can be classified as psychotic because the psychotic, the sadistic portion of the malignant narcissist personality disorder, you don't feel at home or you don't feel right unless you are causing destruction or pain to something or someone. Oh, right. Wow. Wow. Then that's one of the reasons that he has no problem bombing a children's school in Iran. Yeah. Yeah. And so
this is his default. It's not that he's a bad guy. It's not that he's got some toxic qualities. He's got a different brain than we do. He does not. I talked about this in a recent video. The malignant narcissists, they do not grieve. They don't grieve anything.
Right. Yeah.
The loss of anything or anyone. So the stages of grief that you or I would go through, like if somebody passes away, for example, or if a business goes belly up, there's grief associated with that.
Sure.
Or a divorce.
Yeah.
You know,
Loss.
there's grief associated with a relationship like that coming to an end. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He does not enter into the first stage, second stage, third stage of grief.
Huh.
His brain only seeks to get even.
Wow.
That's all he fucking does. He is the type of personality disorder that destroys societies.
Yeah.
Because he brings the worst people into power with him.
Huh. And all those who aren't as awful as he is have already left. Like like Olivia Troy, who was on the show, and she was in the first maladministration, and she was running for Congress. Unfortunately, the corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court did away with her seat when they did that ruling, and then of course so her seat disappeared. So she's reassessing what she's doing, but she was kind enough to come on this show, and she was running on her platform was standing up to evil. That's what she said, and I thought that, and I like that. I like that.
She got my vote.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said, that is a really courageous way to phrase what we're up against. What made you choose that word, evil? Because I talk about them being evil every day on the show, and accused of being hyperbolic. But she said, that's what I witnessed. That's what I witnessed. She was in the Trump administration, and she said that, that's the reason she chose that word, is because it's the correct word. That
sends a chill down my spine.
Yeah, because she said they didn't give a shit about the American people. Not at all. And this was during COVID, so she was part of the coronavirus task force, and they didn't care. They didn't care who they killed. It was all about how they're going to look good, or, and they were racist. That's what she said too, that they were open. She was shocked at at how disgusting that a lot of the people surrounding Trump, they were just like openly racist. And this is a multiracial
it makes sense
democracy.
though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So they're not kidding around. They're fucking Nazis. So
I don't know if you've seen I saved it from my Twitter feed, but somebody did a side-by-side of Stephen Miller giving a speech, his most recent speech, and Joseph Goebbels giving a speech. And it is shocking how much they favor each other.
Right.
It looks as if Stephen Miller has spent a decent amount of time watching Joseph Goebbels' speech footage and fashioning his own mannerisms after Joseph Goebbels. It's fucking insane.
I wouldn't put it past him. And then him being Jewish, of Jewish heritage too, what is that about? I mean,
it's evil, as Olivia Troy said.
Yeah, that's fucking evil. Because when you think about it too, like Jared Kushner's family, same thing. His grandmother was like a badass who joined the resist. She dug her way out of the Warsaw ghetto and fucking joined the resistance in the woods. Okay, and then they came here. She met her husband on after the war in a refugee camp, and then they came to the United States as asylum seekers. And so then you have Jared Kushner, just a few generations later, fucking destroying the system that his own family came to live. America opened her doors, and their grandson is closing them to people
my God.
It's disgusting.
It reminds me of, I don't know if you're familiar, I can't remember the actress's name, but if you've ever seen Harry Potter, she was the instructor for herbology and she was the instructor in the scene where they grabbed the mandrakes out of the pot, and they had the earmuffs on, and they're screaming. That actress, she's a British woman, but she's Jewish. And somebody asked her in an interview, they said, what's the political issue that's closest to your heart right now? And she goes, Gaza. And they say, why is that? And she said, because Hitler has made us like him.
Oh, wow.
He won.
Wow.
She said he won. And I was like,
amazing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget it as long as I live, but I just...
Yeah. Well, there you go. Really, right?
It's a disgrace, Tara.
It is. It's like I can't think of another word, really. I got to get more disgrace.
We got to read a few books and get some more. Yeah, we need some more words.
It just
falls and also
to disgrace,
yeah, I wanted to mention Joe Kent, the director, the National Director of Counterterrorism. He resigns over the Iran war. And I watched both of the full-length interviews he did. I watched the one he did with Tucker Carlson, so you don't have to. And then I watched the one he did with Sean Ryan, who I mentioned earlier. And these platforms are massive. You know, millions of views, millions of listeners. Joe, he understands how batshit crazy the Iran war is.
Yep.
But at the same time, he has this just massive level of pretension that Donald Trump gives a rat's ass.
Oh God, yeah.
It's just it's so sad.
Isn't it
ridiculous?
Because
Joe's own wife was KIA in Syria.
Oh wow.
He lost his own wife
my God.
in combat.
That's awful.
And Joe did 12 deployments in the Middle East. 12. He's a warrior.
Yeah.
And he's really articulate and intelligent.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to Trump, when it comes to the right-wing authoritarian talking points, he's got that going on too. And I'm like, Joseph, get a therapist, buddy.
Right, really.
You're almost there. Just start with Trump's a piece of shit and then work your way back. Okay? Right. You're killing me.
They must know that that's the thing though, right? I mean, what you're talking about, you can't make that leap. What is that about? Do you think that's what's like? Because the Washington Post just wrote an article about Trump having conniptions in the White House, screaming and yelling about the Iran war that he started and can't get out of because he's a piece of shit and a disgrace. And but the way they wrote it was kind of getting on my nerves because they were writing it as if he has any sincere policy choices that it's going to reflect badly on his presidency, and he doesn't fucking give a shit. He's like, food goes in here, and he like there's no thought process going on other than what is he gonna like kiss his ass or make him feel good in the moment. And that's what he did with the war. Apparently they all went around the table and he said and they were like, well, I don't agree, but if you want to do it, I'll do it. I will support you, sir. And he's like, I want to do it. Because he wants to look like a big man. He wants to make a boom boom. Like that's a big baby. Yeah. That's right. Right? And so, but the way that people write about him as if, they should just write, like, be fucking honest, please. Like, he is a fucking disgrace. Okay? Start there. I'm just saying that purposefully now, but, he's a disgrace. And start from there. He's a fool. He's an idiot. He's a con man. He's always been a con man. There's never been a thought that is measured or sober. No. It's not about that. He's incapable of that. He is just like what do they call it? Just pure id, like fucking feed me and fuck me and, praise me. And that's it. That's it. He's a fucking disgrace. I don't know.
Yes.
He's disgusting on top. A lot of D words. Douchebag, disgraceful.
He's the worst that society can produce.
Right. Really. I don't get it. I don't get how anybody looks at that and says that is a leader. How do you send somebody to represent you? You want to send your best, right? You don't send a fucking con man, It's
Yes.
like,
Well, you mentioned earlier, like when I mentioned Joe Kent, you were like, yeah, but it's right there. How do they not? And
right.
it is so much about identity.
Yeah.
How is that last step so fucking hard?
Wow.
And the truth is, their identity is intertwined with him.
Huh.
And that sounds fucking creepy to say.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. They do not listen to him because he brings solutions to the table. They listen to him because he helps turn the volume knob of their fear all the way down.
Wow.
It's just a psyop.
Huh.
Okay? That's why Trump supporters cannot articulate policy.
Yes.
They ain't got a fucking clue.
Right.
They don't understand why the tax code is the way it is. They don't understand why it's absolutely asinine that in this century alone we have cut the corporate tax rate 5 separate times. They don't understand why that's fucking insane. They don't know how rich the top 10% actually are. They don't know where the money is. They're talking about, well, we can't afford that. These immigrants stealing all our health care and buying all our fucking houses and shit.
God.
They don't even know where the money is.
Yeah.
And they can't afford anything anyway.
Right.
And the food they can afford has cyclospora, for fuck's sake.
Right. They have fucking explosive diarrhea now.
Ugh.
Right.
Incredible. So it's
and
about
measles
identity.
And the flu. Yeah.
There's that. Tara, I have to choose which crisis I'm going to think about today.
Yeah. No, it's everywhere you look. That's what it's sort of like Trump personified, because there's no redeeming qualities to him. So of course there'll be no redeeming qualities to this maladministration. They can't do a fucking thing right. And
that's funny that you describe it that way. Yeah, they're not. That's funny you use that. No redeeming qualities is exactly how Mary Trump described the Trump family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she said, I haven't had
lot.
contact with the family. Oh, yeah, she tells it like it is. Yeah. She said, I haven't had contact with the family in years because none of them have any redeemable qualities. That's a quote.
Right. Wow, because they don't. It's all about, and well, she said, what I've heard from her when I watch her, she talks about that their currency or the language of the Trump family is money. So everything is money. That's it. How much you have, that's love. How much you can give or take away to punish. There's no actual love there. And that's why Donald Trump Jr., I mean, they're all fucking damaged people. And they're really, all of them are damaged, including the fucking baboon himself. So.
Yeah, what's fascinating is he convinced millions of people that he loves them.
Oh, God.
But he can't do that with his own children.
Yeah, that's what's so sick. He doesn't love his own children. Like, he's a malignant narcissist. They are only as appendages of him. And then he would throw them under a fucking bus in an instant. Just like he did with his wives. He can't let... That's why he needed to trade up as his wives aged. He could not have a wife who's 80 years old, who aged alongside him. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That's because they're just extensions of him.
They're
they are, they're trophies. They're a reflection. That's why he needs all those fucking fake trophies, right?
That's
just
right.
like it's so pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
Yes. If you look in his, was a photo from May of 2016 when he's eating the taco bowl and celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and I love the Hispanics, blah, blah, blah. In the background, you can see his golfing trophies, which we all know are bullshit.
Right.
But that's what he lives for. He lives for
golf.
a trophy.
Yes. And there's a whole book around, who wrote that book, about him cheating on golf. And that says everything about him, that he cheats on golf. And when he was in Scotland, somebody got him on video. They were shooting him from a window, on their phone. And one of his caddies was dropping the ball, cheating. So they got him. But, and then he'll say he won the fucking tournament when everybody got him on video cheating. That's the other thing too. This is a psychological disease too. It's that he doesn't understand that you cheat yourself. You're not cheating anybody. You cheat yourself.
Well,
you know.
yeah,
like,
but Tara, that
like,
requires
uh-huh.
that requires that you, again, the typical brain feels empathy. Listen, clinically speaking, his amygdala does not light up the same way that ours does.
Wow.
He doesn't experience fear.
Right. Wow.
He just experiences agitation and frustration. The greatest fear, if there is one for any malignant narcissist, is being exposed as a fraud.
Yeah.
So the only reason that he would be angry about anything is because it's inching closer to exposing his fraudulence.
Well,
that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, when you hit me, I hit 10 times harder. With some stupid little Twitter post from some rando account. I remember when he was first running for president, I saw that he had retweeted somebody who had like 3 followers, and it was like, Trump is my my choice. He's the best or whatever. And it's like, what do you fucking care what this guy says? You know, it's like your retweet. Oh, rando account number 5329 says I'm great. You know, I mean,
that's right.
And then he it's like, you know, with Rosie O'Donnell going after anybody that criticizes him pathologically, like it's just psychotic.
That's right.
The cruelty.
The 2020 election loss.
Oh God, yes, and here we are, standing in the precipice because of it.
Yeah. That entire talking point originates with his inability to grieve a loss.
Yeah,
all he's trying to do is get even.
Wow.
Nobody is telling him that is a profitable or great opportunity to strengthen his platform. Nobody's saying that. All he's doing is saying, I didn't lose. It was rigged. Yeah. And they create policy around his word vomit.
Wow. That's
all they're doing. Listen, I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews with Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan, who just put out the book, Regime Change. Okay. Mm-hmm. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, doesn't travel. And that's very strange for a Secretary of State.
Sure.
But the reason he doesn't, the number one reason he doesn't, is because he always wants to be in the room when Trump and the rest of the core group are crafting policy. Because there's about 5 or 6 people who are actually running the country. Mm-hmm. And if you're not in that damn room in the Oval Office, if you're not there, you're not going to know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
That's why he doesn't travel. And that is because Trump does not care to all the decision making for, like, the Bush administration, for example. It was all bottom up.
Yeah.
And George W. Bush wanted his teams, his departments, to come to consensus before they presented something to him. With Trump, it is all top down.
Yeah.
He bloviates about the 2020 election loss, and they create actionable steps, actionable policy around it. Like sending the fucking FBI to Fulton County to abduct the physical election results, the votes counted.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me? And Tulsi Gabbard just standing out there wearing a hat trying to conceal her damn identity on the phone.
And she has no business being there anyway.
There's no reason for her to be there. They have no reason to raid this office. He lost the damn election. They litigated like 60 different cases trying to prove the 2020 election was rigged, and they could not do it. All 60 were thrown out. Everybody and their brother knows it's bullshit. But in his brain, he's just trying to get even.
And that's what's so shocking and scary, that these fucking people are helping him do it. They have to know that he's a psycho. And he hates America,
only thing
really.
Yeah, honestly. Well, nothing exists outside of him.
No,
he doesn't care what country it is.
He'll he'll fucking burn the country down, like on Game of Thrones, if he could be king of the ashes, right? To paraphrase.
That's true. That's a great point.
Well, that's from Game of Thrones, yeah.
Oh, man. That was such a strange ending to that character's arc. I was like, You did everything to be the
I
queen of
know.
Westeros.
That
What are you
pissed me
doing,
off.
Danny?
They fucked her.
Yeah.
Like they fucked that character into the ground, and that is bullshit. No,
Well.
that was a great. She was awesome. She was like liberating all
Yeah.
the enslaved people all over,
Yes.
and being very kind to the downtrodden and trying to, you know. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Here's bells, bing bong bing," and then she fucking like burns the whole King's Landing to the ground. It was pissed. I was very pissed.
It's
about
disgraceful.
that. It is. It was a disgrace, and that's why
I tell you.
people were upset. I was glad I wasn't the only one. I was like, "What is happening
Yeah.
to my show here?" So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was
happening to my
rooting for
show?
her. I was rooting for her too, but it's like,
How dare
you know.
George Martin ruin my show?
He didn't do it though. It was those two writers. Because he
Was it
didn't.
on them?
Yes, because he didn't finish. George Martin or R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
He is still finishing that book. So.
Wait, hang on. But I
yeah.
know that he's done TV writing from years ago. I thought he
Yes.
was involved in the
He is.
screenwriting
He
for the
is.
final
No.
season.
But what happened was he wasn't writing fast enough, and this book he was supposed to finish, and they were like, "Finish this book because we have to finish this show," and he didn't. So they wrote the ending, and
No.
that's why the last two seasons sucked. That's why the first 6 seasons were fucking amazing, and then the last
Yeah.
two were, it was like really fast. The other thing was that there were supposed to be 10 seasons, and they wanted to go and do something else. They were developing a show about an alternate history if the South had won the Civil War, but it never got off the ground. But that's what they were gonna go do. So they were trying to finish Game of Thrones quickly. And,
Oh, man.
and everybody was
Okay.
pissed because that's why when you watch the last 2 seasons, everything is it's so accelerated. It's like first they're here, then they're over, like they're in Westeros, now they're in, it's like there's no everything is
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just so choppy, it seems. And then of course, if you're gonna turn Dany into a mad woman, as if, I guess, like her father, the Mad King, right? People don't know what the fuck we're
Yes.
talking about. I'd rather talk about Westeros, really.
Well,
but-
they should. They should. Come on.
I know. But isn't it nice if we were living in a functioning society without having to fight fascism? We could just talk about, Game of Thrones.
Let's not get greedy, Tara.
Right? Like, we could do things like that. We could talk about, what's going on in the fictional world of intrigue and government and all that. But yeah, so that's, if they were gonna make her a lunatic, it happened too quickly, and there's so many things, because actually I was watching it again because House of the Dragon is on and I like that show, and
Yes.
I was watching the earlier Game of Thrones. And there were so many arcs in there that they never developed. They just, like, dropped it.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is the Lord of Light? Where's that? What happened to that? Right?
Yes. Where did he come from?
Right, and that's it. Nothing. They never mentioned him. It was just, they built it up where people are coming back from the dead, and, okay, who's the Lord of Light? And, we don't, that's it? Nothing about him? No wrap-up? We don't, right? I don't know. And
So
then
much potential.
and the army of the dead that come down, the Night King and everything. Okay. All right. That's that. And then the whole, they killed the fucking Dothraki army. And then the next scene, they're back. Okay. Like, what?
Yeah.
Right? Because she even says, well, that's the end of the Dothraki army. That's going, or whatever. And then the next scene, there's like, okay, I guess they're not all dead. But, okay, whatever. Nobody knows what we're talking about. No, people do. Some people know, but
Yeah.
it's all relative. You need to distract. I do like House of the Dragon. Are you watching House of the Dragon?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really
yeah.
great.
And
I've enjoyed.
Yeah. I know what's going to
I've
happen.
enjoyed
though.
Matt Smith being in there too.
Oh, he's awesome. And I've been rooting for Rhaenyra, right? I can't talk sometimes.
Yes.
But
The rightful heir.
yes. And But I do know what happens, unfortunately, because there was a scene in the Game of Thrones. I never read the books, but there was a scene in Game of Thrones where Joffrey is taking Marjorie around the Sept of Baelor, and he's showing her, this is where the Targaryens did this, and this is he's showing them the urns and all, and he says, right down there is where. And then I don't want to give it away, but he says, right down there is where Rhaenyra, blah, blah, blah. And then that's how you know.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go back and look, it's right before they got married in that season. So, anyway.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but that's a great show. And they're turning Rhaenyra, like she's getting paranoid, but it seems to be paced. Like, oh, you can get it. Like,
yes. We're all invested in her journey to be on the throne or not, or how it's actually going to resolve.
Yeah, she would have been good, but they, the whole, you could say, that's what I like, how they're, it's like life. Nobody's pure good or evil, and then there's twists and turns. I don't know, whatever. So it is a great show. So, but as far as Game of Thrones with, George Martin, right? R.R. Martin, I don't know, whatever. He is finishing Game of Thrones, or Winds of Winter, whatever the fuck it was supposed to be called. The story. So
he is trying to finish it.
Yeah, not the game. I think it's called the Winds of Winter or the Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but he says that it's gonna end a lot differently than the show ended. And
thank God.
I'm sure, yeah, exactly, and I'm sure it's gonna be better. But because these other two really wrecked it. So anyway, fuck MAGA, fuck Trump, fuck ICE. I'm seeing some people are writing in the chat. So anyway,
there we go.
Get back on topic, people. All right. And so Commander Bond on the chat says, I want an Arya show. That would be good. A show about Arya.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That would be a good one.
I loved her arc.
Yes.
Yeah, it was such a good setup with, Ned Stark's death and her journey through, Syrio, introducing her to combat training, and then Jock and Hagar and the Faceless Men, and she's such you're pulling for her from the jump, because she goes from a place of such security and safety to utter vulnerability. She's a child that somebody could kill or do God knows what to at any point. And she learns how to take care of herself and survive, and neither of her parents ever see her again. Yes. That nobody's there to, until she reconnects with Jon or, and
Sansa.
Sansa, only until she finally happens upon them again is she even around someone who could protect her. She learns to become her own protector in a setting that is barbaric.
Yep.
It's the world building is so well done.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. But what about I didn't think, that whole King Bran, like, what the fuck was that, too, right? That was, Bran, what do they call him? The son who fell out the window, who was pushed out the window, and then he becomes... Yeah,
Bran Stark.
Yeah,
Brandon
he
Stark. becomes the three-eyed raven.
Come on, that was bullshit.
Well, but the role that the three-eyed raven plays with the children and the first men.
Yes.
And the way that George Martin tied all that together, I thought it was brilliant. And Brand, again,
he becomes the king of the whole king, Lord of, what do they call, the Lord of the, what
the
do
Lord
they call
of Winterfell.
Yeah, but he goes, no, Sansa becomes the Lady of Winterfell.
Oh, right.
Then,
gotcha.
Then Bran becomes the king of the Seven Kingdoms. Why can't I talk? Kingdoms.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that part was goofy.
He's fucking being pushed around and, come on. People.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Don't stop with this bullshit. No, I mean, it can only take it to a point. But, yeah, I mean, what was the other thing that was annoying about that show? At the end. It was such a disappointment with Dany, and then Jon Snow had to kill her. I mean, come on. That wasn't a a twist. That it was so beneath the whole Game of Thrones.
Yeah. These are people who are supposed to know better.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
they're supposed to know what to do with power in
Right.
order to build a future that everyone can thrive inside of.
Yes, and she was like, all of a sudden she's just going to be this psycho that kills everybody. She does everything. She comes from nothing, and she gets armies. And I mean, it was just it was so awesome to watch her like get the Dothraki and then the Unsullied. How she got the Unsullied. I mean, that was fucking brilliant. And then she sacrifices and finally she's on the Iron Throne and she just burns the whole fucking city to the ground. Come on.
Which is the very thing that she fled.
Right.
You know?
Right. It didn't make
sense.
She's
repeating the history that created the life she experienced.
Right. And that's what people were criticizing too. It's like, oh, you're trying to say like you can't escape your genetics or something like that. Like, give me a break.
Bullshit.
Shit, that was all bullshit. Anyways, yes, she pulled a Fetterman. Somebody said on this is Kelly on the chat.
Okay, well played, commenter.
That is fucking great. That is so true. She pulled a Fetterman. That's so true. Yeah. Anyway. Oh boy. So what do you? I know I've kept you so long, and I just want to. What do you think? I know that you have not to speculate, legally and peacefully. I know that working with senior citizens, Trump is not in good shape. What is your professional opinion on the great getting up morning?
So he's a dementia patient. I believe he has behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia, and he has had those symptoms for the last at least decade, maybe 12 years.
Wow.
On top of that, I believe he also has congestive heart failure, chronic kidney disease, maybe even liver disease. I believe he has a history of stroke or TIA, which is the reason the right side of his face droops, and why one of the reasons that he has difficulty with language. So all of the, and also he is a fully what we would classify in the medical world as a non-compliant patient. He doesn't do anything that physicians recommend to keep himself healthy. I believe that toward the end of April, he received or basically forced the FDA to give him a compassionate use exemption for a phase 3 clinical trial for the drug retatrutide, which is a triple agonist. It's in the same class as the GLP-1s, except it's a triple agonist. It acts on 3 different hormonal pathways. And the miraculous thing that we're discovering with these drugs is they have a positive effect on the function of every vital organ. Even vital organs that do not express the surface proteins and pathways associated with the pathways that the drug interacts with. For example, liver function seems to improve with people who are on these drugs. The liver does not express the surface proteins required to interact with the drug. So there's possibility that there's a great potential for off-label use of many of these drugs. Some of it can be attributed to reducing systemic inflammation overall, and improvement in dementia is on the table. Novo
really?
Nordisk,
Amazing.
Novo Nordisk, a Danish drug manufacturer, huge company, they have a phase 3 clinical trial right now that is examining GLP-1 positive effect on dementia. It is being investigated. So at the end of April, when I had basically, I don't know if you've watched that far back in my videos, but I was doing a countdown because I felt like I knew when Trump was going to leave the world. The end of April came and went, and of course he's still here, but that is the exact time when he started taking retatrutide.
Wow.
And so, the drug is not going to keep him around much longer. And all that to say, I believe it could happen any day now. Whether he aspirates food or water and develops pneumonia, and his old, fat, sick body can't fight off the infection. He has a fall where he suffers a catastrophic injury, broken hip, a fractured skull, a subdural hematoma, all that stuff. Or he has another cardiac event, whether it's a stroke or he has an actual heart attack. Any of these things could happen any day now. And if
Wow.
his behavior recently, and even his appearance today,
Yeah.
where somebody asked him about the cyclospora outbreak with lettuce, and he's like, "I honestly haven't thought about it. Do you eat a lot of lettuce?"
Oh,
Like
Jesus
his
Christ.
brain is turning
Yeah,
to
it's
mush.
mush. It's
So
mush.
if anybody's asking me for my clinical impression, it could happen any day now.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because you work with senior citizens and
Yeah.
people in the end of their lives, so
Hmm.
you've recognized
And
the symptoms, and yeah.
that's right. And anybody who expresses doubt, I want you to remember Lindsey Graham.
Right. Amazing. Right. And who
Yeah.
who nobody expected that one. What about Mitch
No.
McConnell? What do you think? Is he
Mr.
dead?
McConnell is dead.
Yeah,
Mr.
no
McConnell is
doubt.
dead.
Yeah.
They're going to announce his death. They're going to announce his death on August the 4th.
Right, when it's too late for the
Call a
for-
special election.
Right, that pieces
That's
of
right.
those dirt bags, those fucking dirt, and that's why I also wonder what the fuck is wrong with the Democrats. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg
Absolutely
died,
inept.
why didn't
Completely
they
inept.
put her on ice for a couple of weeks? You know what I mean?
I swear to God. These
I
people are fucking disgraceful.
They don't know how to play this game. But yeah, and there you go. The Mitch McConnell, it just says everything. The Republicans, they're not representing their constituents. They don't give a shit. It's all
No.
about power. So,
Yeah.
So, oh, really? Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight and being so generous with your time. And
Sure.
tell everybody where we can find you. All the links will be in the description. But thank you. But
Yeah.
tell us all about
Yeah, thanks for having
where we
me.
can find you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Epistemic Crisis pretty much everywhere. Epistemic Crisis 5 on TikTok now because my first account got banned.
5.
I was just beyond 250,000 followers. But I'm already up to like 135,000 as
Amazing.
of this evening.
Yes, and you'll be you'll have much more soon. So you'll.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
But then
You're
the
doing great
Substack,
work.
thank you. The Substack is Epistemic Crisis Y'all. I had to add that in there.
Y'all,
to,
all right,
yeah.
all right. And I'll put all the links in the description so everyone can
Yeah,
easily
thank you.
find them. Thank you so much. I hope you come back. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
too.
it. Yeah. We'll keep doing the great work, and I always say we will win because we're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, and
Correct.
and we're in this together, so it's really great to be at the barricades with you. Come what may, we will win though.
Ditto.
Eventually.
That's right.
All right. Thank you for hanging out, and
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. You can just hang up, or I can hang you up. No. All right. Yeah, I gotta get better at that at the end. I don't know how to just hang up somebody, but it was great. Thank you so much. Really, I didn't want to keep him any longer. I had him here for 2 hours. I felt like I was being greedy after a while here, so that's why we only have like a half hour left in the show. What did everybody think? That was great. I should have kept him, really, but if I was trying to be greedy, right, but I can't. I'm not like that. I'm a nice lady, or so they tell me. So wait, where's my what's going on here? Here we go. All right. So let's see. Tara Jr. is in my lap. He's being cranky. Hello. You're going to have to go down. Go ahead. Yes, Francis has diabetes. My other cat, Francis, I found out today, for those who were listening to the show on Thursday. I had to take Francis to the vet, and he has diabetes, unfortunately. And so both Tara Jr. and Francis Jr. are sick at this moment, and yeah, I know everybody loves them, and it sucks. So say a prayer or whatever you think helps. Keep them around as long as possible. I'm going tomorrow for the consultation, the treatment plan with the vet, to figure out how we're gonna get Francis's diabetes under control. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a death sentence. It's not good news. I'm glad I found out, because initially they thought Tara Jr. had diabetes. That's why his legs were wobbly. So it was kind of, I guess, protection when you think about it, because when I was at the vet was asking me questions that he was saying, is he drinking a lot of water? Is he peeing a lot? And I was like, not really, but Francis is doing that. So I brought him in, and yes, he does have diabetes. So, and unfortunately, I mean, well, not unfortunately, I take them to the vet regularly. I can't say that word, and it's very important to do so, because 6 months is a very long time for them. Their lives are unfortunately too short. So last time he was at the vet, he was fine. Everything was fine. So you never know. You just got to keep... and they hide their sicknesses. So that's the other thing. So anyway, I've heard from people that have had cats with diabetes, and they say it's okay, that you just have to, keep an eye on it and monitor it and give them the medicine. So we will, and we'll get it under control. So, and I will keep you posted. Okay? Thank you guys for letting me share. The shots hurt you more than they do them. Yes, thank you, Susie. I'm sure. And I bought one of those monitors. Of course, you're going to have to, I will have to prick them with it and get a little blood. They said do it in the ear or whatever. I don't know. And we will get it under control, have him eat a special diet, and it's just going to be hard with the special diet, because everybody's on a special diet. They're all on different diets. Just going to have to be more strict about feeding times. I'm not going to leave any food out for any of them. They'll get used to it, and I'll just have to feed them in my presence. So it's that important. All right, thank you for letting me share. And as you can see, Tara Jr. is walking around. He can't jump, but he's doing good. Otherwise, come on up, you silly bastard. All right, this is how he talks to me. It's not. That's just his regular meow. He's a cranky bastard. He's always very, he's very expressive, right? Look, you crank-a-manka. All right, that's how he talks. Even when the camera's not on, he's like, meow, meow. Now I sound like a lunatic. All right, I am a lunatic. I'm a lunatic for patriotism. No, I'm only kidding. I'm a lunatic for America. Fucking America. All right, let's see. Where do we begin? I had a couple of other things on the list. One other thing. Oh, okay. Let's go here. Hold on. Thank you for your indulgence, your patience. You know how it is. This is Fridays. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Keep the show going and growing. Yes, he's purring. He's a very good purrer. Andrea on the chat over on the Twitch. Thank you for keeping us safe over on Twitch, and thank you for booking Doc Adams. Okay, great guest. Let's get him back. He was awesome and is awesome. I love when he's on Hal. What? Oh, okay. Reports say that Trump is bombing at the Correspondents Dinner. Alisher on the Twitch chat has reported in. Let's see, Trump. Let's see if I can pull this up on YouTube. Trump is bombing. What is this over here? I don't need that. Oh, what am I doing? I clicked the wrong goddamn button. Here we go. Not that. Fucking shit. I thought there was a camera. There we go. That's better. Sorry, guys. It's too many things open at the same time. All right, let's look this up. Trump Correspondents Dinner. Oh shit, he's fucking talking.
Supposed to hate. I'm supposed to love everybody.
Oh, shut your
But
hole.
he's a terrible person. He's a liar.
Oh.
And I called him Watermelon Head because he has the largest head I've ever seen with the smallest neck, pencil neck.
What
How
are
does
you
that
laughing?
Big, fat, ugly head stand on a little pencil neck. And then I'm told that even
This is unbearable.
Rosie O'Donnell reached out from Ireland.
See?
She really
we were
wanted to
talking
be
about
here in
Rosie
order to
O'Donnell.
honor me. She loves me very much, and she was desperate to come back to the United States and pay her respect to Donald J. Trump. But that didn't work out, unfortunately, because nobody wanted her to come back.
Oh.
But she's one
Fucking
of the
brilliant.
greatest sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome. She's a sick young woman, sick older woman. So instead, we're honored to have for entertainment the very talented mentalist, Oz Perlman.
Oh, you poor, degraded
Everything
bastards.
to everybody. They said, "Are you going to stay?" I said, "Yeah, I'll stay." I mean, I think I'll stay. What the hell else am I going to do? I've got Iran. I've got this. I've got that. Which is all going
I've got
extremely well.
Iran.
Don't believe
It's
the fake
going
news.
well.
It's the only thing I've ever. We were talking before. I said, "So we've hit Iran very hard.
We hit him hard.
Their
you
Navy
did?
is gone. Their Air Force is gone. 250 jets.
Nobody's
no longer.
gone, bitch.
159 boats. Good boats. In fact, I said, why the hell didn't we keep them? We could have used them. 159, but all at the bottom of the sea.
Oh.
They have no radar. They have very few drones left,
Wow.
despite what you see.
You
know,
should
every
have
once in a
workshopped
while,
this.
They're going to set some things up, but they don't have much left. And by the way, they are talking to us right now. They'd love to make a deal.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think they're ready
How
to.
many
I don't
times
think it's time yet, but
are they going to make
I'm
a
willing
deal?
to listen.
How many
But
times
they
are you
cannot have a
going
nuclear
to win the
weapon.
war?
We don't want to see Washington, D.C. or any of our cities
nukes.
or
No nukes.
Israel or, frankly, the Middle East destroyed with a nuclear weapon
Yeah,
because I know the
we
power.
don't, and it wouldn't have happened like nobody's ever seen. It wasn't going to happen, but until
We will not let them have
Yeah.
a nuclear weapon.
until where is everything? I mean, where is the fucking thing? Did I lose
Years that
my
have had
internet?
it.
Yeah.
But Oz, I do have one question about what
no
happened
one.
that time.
Oh,
Because
shut up, bitch. No one fucking brought us closer to having a nuclear armed Iran than that fucking baboon that you're looking at right now. Let's see what people are commenting. Trump is the best president. Oh, you're fucking stupid. Who is that? I just have to see. Oh, I can't even open the fucking account. Okay. Wow. Trump is the best president. Ugh. And this is what we were talking about with Doc Adams. Fucking cultists. Tell us, give us an example. What makes him the best? Oh, I get it. He's just as racist and stupid as you are.
he was there, how the hell did you not see that coming? He sees everything. He sees everything. He's telling me about your grandmother and your this. Why the hell didn't you? We got to ask him that question when he gets up here. Why didn't he see
Keep
that
hitting
coming?
it. Oh, you gotta laugh. You said these fucking sycophantic assholes laughed at you. So keep going. Keep
But of course
keep repeating it. Because we can't bear not listening to your fucking voice. That's what he thinks. That's what's going to be great when this time passes. You know what? I just as I'm talking about this now, I can't wait until the days arrive where we don't have to fucking hear that dirtbag's voice anymore, where we can get a minute by ourselves, right? The whole trillion billion of us on the planet. We can just get a minute alone without that thing sucking on us like a leech everywhere we go. Like we can't, like even at the World Cup, the fucking asshole, we can't get a minute without that fucking thing getting in the way.
This evening, it's really all about the fake news media and your handling of prizes, writing and producing and performing made-up stories like the Academy Awards. You know, Academy Awards used to be the epitome of ratings. Outside of the Super Bowl, it got the second most ratings. Now it's down in the dumps. Nobody wants to watch it anymore because they took on Trump. They hit me all night long. They hit me. The
That's
winner
not
is
actually
so-and-so.
true.
I want to talk about Donald Trump. I hate this man. Nobody wants to hear this stuff.
What
But
is happening? Okay, wow. This has to end. And I'm not talking about Tarabuster. I'm talking about this fucking madness. What the fuck is wrong with people who voted for that? And look, for the low, low price of measles cases reaching a 35-year high, surpassing last year's total. Well, wait until next year. Because here we go with the new normal, where everything sucks, where diseases are running rampant in the country. And not only that, diseases running rampant in the body politic, thanks to that prick. Oh, Donald Trump, fake news. The fake news, just him standing there and telling the correspondents that they're fake news. Everybody should get the fuck up and walk out. They shouldn't have been there to begin with. They degraded their profession. They insult every journalist that lost their lives trying to tell the truth about a regime like Traitor Trump's. They are a disgrace. Wait, I can't find my... Hold on a second. This is an article I wrote over at the Political Voices Network. I can't try to get these fucking screens up. Okay. I'm irritated just listening to that prick's voice. But in the last few minutes, I wrote this article over at the Political Voices Network. So please subscribe to the Political Voices Network on the Substack. And please subscribe to my Substack, if you will, because I got to keep the show going and growing. It would be nice, right? I can't do it alone, so thank you very much for all your support. I'm very sorry, everybody, that I had to inflict that on you, but, you know, we needed to check in, and Trump is bombing. That's what bombing looks like. If that were an open mic, that's why you have timers on open mics. You just fucking... you know, hit the bell and say, our next comedian coming to the stage. But this is not how we roll anymore in the land of the free and the home of the brave. These assholes at the Correspondents Dinner, you think they're going to start playing music and usher this piece of shit off the stage? They'll be there all night, if need be. It's like Kim Jong-un. Or Nero in the arena. You know, Nero used to force the Senate and the people of Rome to sit there and listen to him play the lyra or lira. I don't know how you pronounce that, right? Tara Jr., stop it, please. And nobody could leave. Nobody could pretend not to be interested. And that's what we're witnessing. So I don't understand how the correspondents, first of all, are still there, enduring that fucking tedious tirade of a juvenile. And I don't understand why they don't all get up and walk out. I don't get it. They can all say, I got explosive diarrhea. I had some of that Trump salad. That's what it needs to be called. It's Trump lettuce. It's not lettuce. It's not cyclosporin or however you pronounce it. It's Trump lettuce. Explosive diarrhea in the body politic. That's what we got. But I wrote this article over on the Political Voices Network, and we discussed the Charlie Kirk statue. In one of another show that we had, I think last week, how this sculptor, this artist, he put out he did a GoFundMe for Charlie. He first of all, he invested $100,000 of his own money to construct or make, I don't even know, it's not even a sculpture. I don't know. It's not like Michelangelo sculpting with marble, but he put this life-sized statue of Charlie Kirk together in bronze. Who fucking knows? Who cares? What a waste of life. Okay, what a waste of one's limited lifespan. But he put the statue together using $100,000 of his own money. I guess he thought that it was a good investment, because after he put it together, he started this it's not a GoFundMe, it's a Give Save Go. It's the right wing version of GoFundMe. So he put that together, and the free market spoke back. And although he was fundraising for $150,000, that was his goal, $150,000, the free market responded with an overwhelming meh. And I think he made a little bit more now since this story is getting attention, but it was around $8,000. Let's see what it is now. Oh, 8,900. Probably because I wrote my Substack article and linked to it. I'm only kidding. Other people are talking about it, but they're not. I'm framing it in a different way. And my thesis, my hypothesis of this article is that the free market, Republicans are supposed to be acolytes. They believe in the free market. They're disciples, unwavering disciples of this all-knowing, all-seeing free market that is the gauge of good and bad, and everything will be decided by the wonderful free market. Well, the free market said no thanks to Charlie Kirk, but meanwhile, in Republican land, if you really want to hear them tell it, Charlie Kirk is some kind of beloved American hero that deserves all sorts of honorifics. They are trying to mint coins of his face, with his face on it. They're trying to name roads after him, and in some cases they have been successful. They passed something called the Charlie Kirk Commemorative Coin Act, and House Republicans, led by Representative Abe Hamada, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce him, but whatever, and another Republican, August Pfluger, and a pack of MAGA co-sponsors. They pushed this bill to force the U.S. Treasury to mint, believe it or not, 400,000 silver dollar coins with Charlie Kirk's fucking face on them, paid for by taxpayers like you and me. On top of it, the Republicans introduced something called, where is it? They introduced a bill. Doesn't matter what it's called, but this is a bill to put a Charlie Kirk statue on permanent display at the U.S. Capitol. Framing him, in the bill it says, framing him as a champion of free speech, free expression and free speech. As you can see, House Resolution 842 expressing excuse me, hold on. Come on, Tara Jr. He's trying to jump and he can't. Expressing the sense of the House of Representatives that a statue of Charlie James Kirk should be accepted for display in the House of Representatives wing of the United States Capitol to honor his enduring legacy of free expression, civic leadership, unwavering commitment to the American principles of faith, family, and freedom. Go fuck yourself. At the state level, Republicans are pushing to plaster Kirk's name and visage all over public spaces, including highways, trying to name parks and public places after Charlie Kirk, Free Speech Plaza designations, memorials, paid for by public funds, of course. And if we are to believe the filthy fascist Republicans who are working overtime to manufacture this martyr, to manufacture, to convince everybody. It's like how Caroline Leavitt likes to convince everyone how popular Trump is all the time. She's constantly posting on her Twitter feed just how popular Trump is. And Trump, he's happy to echo it, and they all do it. And it's all bullshit. This is the thing. It's all bullshit. They're siphoning public funds to convince the public that Charlie Kirk is a beloved American icon. But when this beloved, the feeling, the actual love of Charlie Kirk is put to the test, to the ultimate test that the Republicans always say should be our gauge, our touchstone, the free market. When Charlie Kirk is put to the free market test, no one is there. No one's opening their wallets. You would think that this would have been a no-brainer. This dumbass artist clearly believed the hype. He probably thought, geez, I'm gonna make buku bucks with my Charlie Kirk statue. How come nobody did it to begin with? How come there's no Charlie Kirk statues on go fuck yourself to begin with? He probably thought he had hit the lottery. But, of course, he also said to the press, he thought that the statue itself would raise millions. For what? Nobody gives a shit about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a racist, okay? And then, this is actually a good news story that the free market, the feedback from the free market is, we don't care. We don't want a Charlie Kirk statue. And so I would be more concerned if the free market responded with, an outpouring of money to build this fucking abomination. But this is what a free market demand for Charlie Kirk statue actually looks like. It's not enough to pay for either a statue, let alone justify this pathological. Why can't I talk? It's not enough to pay for a statue, let alone justify a pathological Republican mission to put this sad, divisive racist's face on our federal currency all over the country. I can't talk. Why can't I fucking talk? That's another example, of course, why and how, really, the promises of conservatism, their shining city on a hill, is really a Potemkin village. For example, as I wrote in the article, it's all connected. Tax cuts don't pay for themselves, wealth does not trickle down, and Charlie Kirk wasn't an intellectually curious patriot engaging in honest debate. He was a racist, a homophobe, a hate mongerer, a liar. And he made a living pulling at every tear in the fabric of America, turning every cultural anxiety into a revenue stream. So here we are with another example proving that Republican ideology can't even stand. It cannot withstand even the simplest testing of its own bullshit. I'm frankly sick of it. These are the same people, though, right, who insist that government is the problem. Government, government, government. Kill government, drown government, shrink government, kick it in the balls, drown it in the bathtub. But this is the Republican metaphor, the perfect Republican metaphor, because when the free market says, no thanks, we'll take a pass on your bullshit, on your Charlie Kirk manufactured martyr, then they go running to big bad government. They go running to the government trough to pay for their bullshit, to pay for their coins, to pay for their statues, to pay for their roads named after this fucking racist that, you know, made a living as a podcaster. He's a podcaster who is not a, you know, he's wasn't this honest debater. In fact, he was just a living troll. He didn't abide by debate rules. He was a liar. He would spread his bullshit. And as far as these Turning Point USA chapters all over the country, trying to poison the minds of young people on campus, you know, they really hate education, higher education, because they say, oh, well, universities turn young people into liberals. Because when you go to college, you start learning about the world. Your mind opens up. You read books you might not have read, and you meet people that are different, and you start realizing, shit, you know, Republican ideology is based in bullshit. As this episode here, as the Charlie Kirk statue fundraising is a testament to. It's all bullshit. But just like Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA chapters all over the country, he has them in all of these of these universities. They will boast that there's chapters in I don't even know how many universities all over the country. Hundreds of universities have Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA chapters, right? But it is a Potemkin village. No one's going to the meetings. There's no one in the Turning Point organization in these particular chapters. They just have offices. They just have, okay, we have a club there. But are people attending the club? Are they going to the meetings? No. That's another, it's just an illusion. It's like Trump University. It's like Trump Network Vitamins. It's bullshit. It's like Trump is a successful businessman. It's all a fiction to give the illusion that conservatism is this ideology that a lot of people want. And nobody wants it. This is the thing. Not even Republicans want conservative ideology. Oh, they want the racism. They like the racism. But they want the benefits of civilization. They want the liberal policies. They want health care. They want living wages. They want to be in a in a union that represents them fairly. Well, they may not want to be in the union, but they certainly want the union type representation that allows them to earn living wages and benefits and have a weekend and an 8-hour workday and so they think that, you know, they don't seem to understand how people fought, bled, and died for those rights, and they could be easily taken away. So, just like when we were talking about with Doc Adams, that how he hears people in the South complain that they would have health care if not for those illegals taking it away. That in itself is a testament to the fact that Republicans want health care. They want universal health care. They want the benefits that liberals, that Democrats, that normal people fight for. But they're being played. No, it's your health care isn't being cut because illegals are getting health care. It's being cut because of the rich running and rigging our society in their favor, and people like Charlie Kirk being a megaphone for that kind of bullshit. So that's all I gotta say, I guess. All I gotta tell you guys is become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Check out Charlie's APS Radio and APS Radio News. And we will win. Thank you, patrons. Patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Please subscribe to my Substack. That helps. If you can subscribe with some money, that would help too. Hold on. We will win. Thank you, Doc Adams, for hanging out. We will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. I have some other... I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something. So it don't matter. We'll have another show soon. I just want to find you guys. Where are you? How'd you like the show? That was a good show, right? Doc Adams was amazing. Amazing. So, do me a favor. Yeah, okay. Now's a good time to become a patron, since it would help keep the show going and growing, and, you know, help with the cost of insulin for the cat. Keeping the roof over my head, keeping the cats in insulin and all their other medication. So, yeah, we can't do it alone. We're in this together. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really do hope you enjoyed the show. I had a great time hanging out with you guys tonight. And hanging out with Doc Adams. He's great. I can't keep praising him enough. So I will put all of his links in the description. I think I have one of the links. So give me about 5 minutes after the show. They'll all be in the description. And it will also be on the SoundCloud and the iTunes app. That'll go up tonight. So, yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Susie, for being moderators. Thank you, Jim, for being our forever moderator, our OG moderator. All right. Thank you for hanging out. I can't hang out later tonight because I have to get up very early tomorrow to take Francis to the vet. So I have to get up at like 7 o'clock. And sometimes after the show, I have a hard time getting to sleep. I get all like wound up, and it's very difficult to fall asleep right away. So I have to just go and unwind. And I gotta get up at like 7 to take Francis to the vet to get his treatment plan. And the reason I have to get up so early is because that's the only time they could fit me in. And I was adamant about getting in as soon as possible to start him on his treatment. We don't have a minute to waste. All right, Junior? Right, Junior? I know. How are you doing? He looks good, though. He looks good. This is Tara Jr., the producer. All right, my loves. Thank you. You have your marching orders. Give the show a good review on iTunes. That helps. Check out Charlie's APS Radio, APS Radio News. Subscribe to my Substack. That helps. And patreon.com/Tara Devlin if you can. If you can afford it, it does help. And share the show with your friends and all that. So I will see you on Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday we will we have our show. Brad Bannon is going to be the guest on Tuesday, and that's great. So I will see you then. I will also be on John Fugelsang's show on Tuesday. And all right, you hear him? Come on, sit down, sit down. He gets very cranky. So I'll be on John's show at noon on Tuesday, and then I'll have to hop over here. So the thing with John is that his show is on Sirius, and if you don't have a Sirius subscription, you can't hear it until later on. You'll be able to hear it on the Political Voices Substack and all that. So that's why you want to join the Political Voices Substack and the YouTube channel, okay? Because you're gonna get your John Fugelsang. Okie dokie. Alrighty, I will see you guys later. You know what to do. I gave you your orders. It's very difficult for me to say goodnight. And thank you, Andrea, on the Twitch chat. Keeping us safe on the Twitch. And also for booking Doc Adams. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. But in the meantime, I'll be on Substack. So subscribe. Okie dokie. And make sure to hit like and subscribe. Alright, I know I keep saying I'm going to hang up, but I hear that people who watch the show don't subscribe. You could see this in the stats. So people watch, and then it tells you how many have subscribed. It doesn't take anything to subscribe. You realize that. You just fucking subscribe, and hit the like. It's for free. And then if you are really enjoying the show and you want to contribute, you could, become a member or become a patron or subscribe to the Substack. It's for like $2, you know what I'm saying? If you can. Otherwise, just subscribe. Because that helps too. Guys, that helps too. That's all. Just subscribe. Hit the like. Fuck it. Every time you hit the like, Trader Trump is like, he gets annoyed. I agree. He should be annoyed. We're building a liberal media that's going to take his ass down, or at least contribute to that goal, and save America from the fascists who have always tried to destroy it and are still at it to this day. Since, the founders rebelled against the crown, they've been trying to drag us back. So they've been quite successful, but we're going to get it back through this is the liberal media, and you're looking at it. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you soon. I'll see you on the Substack in the meantime. Okie doke, stay safe, stay awesome. See ya. I'm sorry, I can't find my no, that's not it. That's Nick. Where the fuck is the Doc Adams one? See? That's why you need to become a patron, so get a producer in here. Alright, I'll see you.